Tonight on Table, we're concluding our conversation about grace. I asked my guests, have they ever experienced grace at just the right time? Now we're going to explore applying grace into our everyday lives here on Table. In the famous song that believers and non-believers all sing, it says, "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch." I've always stumbled with that word. If you are describing yourself as a wretch in order to receive grace, it seems to me that humility is a huge portion of this discussion.
It's everything, isn't it? I mean, how can you experience whatever your definition of grace is without it? Because you have to be receptive, and there's a certain amount of humility that comes along with receptiveness.
Yeah, my sense is for the last 20 minutes, the thought that's occurred to me is, has America lost its grace? When you turn on the television and you look at how the media is covering American politics, is there a discourse? Are there convictions? What do those convictions stand for? Are those convictions representative of how people feel, of people's history, of how they're experiencing life in America?
Right now, with the discourse, Jason, I would probably say, let's try to remember our beginnings. Let's try to remember this country's beginnings. Who were we?
I don't think there were good old days.
Yeah.
There was a time, and there is a time, where we see people coming together. It's not partisan. It's not Republicans and Democrats. It's people coming together for a common good, and that does happen in America. It does happen in America.
It does.
It is not happening now.
It is happening
not in the federal level. It's happening more at a local level. And as a country, we don't have an identity that is defined by grace.
Well,
but is that the word, though? I mean,
right there you
that's
go.
The
there you go.
We're going, because to your point is, you look through history, Bible, history, whatever. I mean, look, it is a poop show if you read it always.
And it depends on whose perspective, because who's telling the story, who's controlling the narrative. And so when you talk about let's get back to the good old days of America, I'm saying for who? For my people who were brought
good old days of the Inquisition, we had lots of money.
I'm saying for my people who were brought over during the transatlantic slave trade. Is that where I'm just saying.
There have always been people of goodwill, and there will always be people of goodwill, and there have always been people who are not of goodwill. And I think we have a tendency to think that in the past we were better than we were. And I think it's easy to say that it's technology's fault or that it's
a scapegoat.
I think human beings are flawed, and we have to keep working at being better.
It's just about honest moments and then repeating those honest moments. And I've been struck by the honesty by everybody here tonight and how that has actually made us connect as a group, because people have been unreserved and people have been honest. And so I think that's where we are now, as in all this discourse that's going on that I think everybody is watching, is a lot of it is dishonest and a lot of it is posturing and a lot of it is on every side. A lot of it is saying something for the sake of saying it rather than for honesty. And if we just had a couple honest moments and then we were able to multiply those honest moments, we'd be onto something.
While everyone's experience is different, everyone is equal around Table. Conversation, being civil to each other, complete strangers face to face, breaking bread, and creating community. Table is a breath of fresh air and perhaps the most important step in the right direction.